Borussia Dortmund will be playing Champions League football next season after their top four status was confirmed. But of course, we still don't know who will be joining Schalke in the Zweite Bundesliga. That will be decided in the final day. Coming up, right here, right now. Let's get into it. Once again, on the production show today, we're taking a look at match day number 34, aka the final day of the Bundesliga season. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button and get your bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Bundesliga related, Euro 2020 related, boys and girls. We're going to all here under one rooski. And of course, yes, we'll be covering the Euro 2020. As of course, these seasons, the domestic seasons, start to close up over the next few days, so we'll be switching gears on that. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. We're talking about the Patreons. Thank you for your continued support. Without you, this channel would be less of a channel, and I do value your contribution to the platform. And if anybody else wants to join those illustrious band of men, when you could become my latest best friend for life. So check out the link down below, patreon.com/. And finally, also want to let you know that we have a Discord that's wide open, free to enter. Of course, you can chat with other football fans about the transfers, all kinds of business. Euros and all that kind of jazz. This is actually my second go at this video, so I'm a little bit upset because I went through it all and I realised I didn't press bloody record. Oh my days. Anyway, let's get cracking because I know we got to get lots to cover today. Let's kick it all off with, of course, a recap of those games that did take place this past weekend. Of course, it was a 2-2 thriller between Freiburg and Bayern this past weekend, with Manuel Gulde, Christian Günther on the score sheet, with Leroy Zana getting the goal for Bayern. Of course, Robert Lewandowski equalled Gerd Muller's record of 40 goals this season. So he's now looking to break it this coming weekend to wrap it up and become the outright top goal scorer for the season. So we'll see if that happens. Of course, Bielefeld up against Hoffenheim was a 1-1 draw on that guide. Goals coming from, who was it? Andres Volkslammer with a kick-ass name. Andrej Kadimic as well with a 1-1 draw on that badge. I went with a 1-1 win myself. Schalke up against Frankfurt, a 7-goal thriller on this guy. Goodness gracious me. Klaus-Jan Huntelaar on score sheet with Blendi Endrizi, Florian Flick, Matthew Hopper on the Americano on that one. Andre Silva with the race. Ubiti Ivandi Indike on the score sheet for, of course, Frankie. And a 4-3 win in favour of Schalke. They haven't been many, but of course, when they come with a bang. Leverkusen up against Union Berlin. Let's take a look at that one. Actually, 0-0 draw, wasn't it? It was a 1-1 draw. Florian Wirtz on the score with Joe Pajamo getting the goals for that one. Called that one absolutely bang on the nose. Hertha Berlin against Cologne was a 0-0 draw. That one, nothing to report there. I got the one bang on the nose as well. Augsburg with Werder Bremen with a 2-0 win as well. Put them in a bit of trouble. Augsburg won only a couple of victories this week, and they were one of them. Ran Kadira on the score with Daniel Kellyari as well. Ruben Vargas and Christian Gross got himself sent off for the respective clubs. Gladbach against Schalke, disappointed there for Gladbach. They lost on that one. 2-1 win for Schalke. Sorry, Stuttgart. Vatario Undo, Sasha Kajanovic on score. We lost in getting the goal for Gladbach in a 2-1 win for Stuttgart. Mainz against Dortmund. Of course, this was the result that confirmed it. 3-1 win in the end. Rafael Herrera, Marco Reus and Julian Brandt on the score for Dortmund. Robin Quaison getting the goal for Mainz in the end. And Leipzig against Wolfsburg with a bit of a thriller as well. 2-2 in the end. Maximilian Philipp with a brace. Justin Kluivert and Marcel Sabitzer with a late-ish kind of goal there for Leipzig to give them a share of the spoils. Let's kick it on further then. Take a look at yours then. No, remember I think I got 4 there, guys. I think I got 4. If you add it all up, I got 4. Remember that number. Of course, this is the deal right here, right now. Of course, Costas K, you did shite. In fact, all of you did shite. Yanis Seifert did poop. JSP how great you did poop. Ultra fair play, I love you because you're a patron. Big respect to you, and a big guy in the old Discord right now. Good chatterbox over there. We like that. So fair play to you, but you did shit. Answers also did poop. Yanibus also did crap. Okay, didn't do good. And Alex Well also did crap. Rooney. Oh, Mascaville, we also love you as well. Down the bottom there, left hand corner, of course, respect, but you also did crap. Ryan C also did shite. You also did poop. And Nanak M down in the corner, you did shit. Okay, kick it off forward. It's Kevin Tran did poop. Alex Zuza also did poopity scoopity. Kevin Tran not too shabby and did shite actually. Josh's World Travel also did crap. Al Magiman also did poop. Shane O'Donnell, well done to you, of course. We love you, but of course you also did poop. I said Millardo did a shocker. Of course, Mr. Dog did claparoni, and AJ24 also did poo. Goodness gracious me, what a week. Of course, 1s and 2s and all that kind of stuff, and 3s. But of course, who would have been there? Would have been me, top billings, of course. But of course, you guys with your 3s will wear the crown because I'm like that. Next season, though, I will be in the mix, and of course, keep it up to date with my own score. I'm not going to go back and revisit all that. Yeah, and of course, Costas K leads the charge at the moment in what appears to be a 2-horse race for the moment. But realistically, though, it is a 2-horse race. Well, mathematically, Yannick Buster could maybe squeeze in there if Costas K just decides to take the weekend off. He can level it. But realistically, it's between Alex Weller and Costas K. I want want a big shout out to the patrons, of course, for your continued support. Without you guys, though, this channel would be a bit of a damp squib. I'm hoping to try and get the numbers up for the future of the channel. Of course, we realistically, if we want to make this quality even better, and of course the output for you guys much more a better experience, then of course we want to kind of get those numbers out in the Patreon. So I really need to look at that, as well as addressing getting rid of content that's doesn't really warrant to be around. If we talked about different leagues and maybe bringing in new leagues and get rid of old leagues and all this kind of stuff. So a big summer up ahead, of course, to decide what sticks around, of course the planning of the channel and the future as well. Also big summer in regards to the Copa America and the Euro 2020 and the Gold Cup. There'll be 3 pilot leagues. We're going to experiment with a new system, so hopefully if that works out and it's a pleasure to work with, then guess what, then the likes of those questionable leagues that are not going to come back as of right now, they could come back, we'll see. So any love you can show towards the channel, I do appreciate it. So let's get going then, shall we? Take a look at the table. Of course, the Bayern champions, Leipzig will be second as well. Dortmund and Wolfsburg compete for 3rd place at the moment. Of course, Gladbach with a season to forget in 8th. Down the foot of the table, though, Schalke down. Who will join them, though? Cologne, Werder Bremen, or Arminia Bielefeld? Realistically, because I'm doing the Zweite Bundesliga next season as well, I'd rather have Werder Bremen go down, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather have Werder Bremen and Cologne go down via the playoffs or whatever, to make that league already a little bit more spicy. We're going to have Schalke next season, so that's going to be good to give them a bit of flavour, to see if they can compete with the likes of Nuremberg. Who else is in there? Hamburg are in there. Some other big teams. Kaiserslautern. I don't know if Kaiserslautern are up there, but some big old teams in the Zweite Bundesliga, and I look forward to getting to know them a little bit better next season. But anyway, that's for then. But this is for now. Let's get a look at the last round of matches then, shall we? Kicking all off with Union Berlin up against RB Leipzig. Of course, played for the last 6. There have been 5 wins for Leipzig, nothing for Union Berlin, and 1 draw last round in Berlin. Was a 4-0 win for Leipzig back in August 2019. Halstenberg, Sabitzer, Wernberger, my head's all over the place, and Christopher Nkunku on the score sheet back in the day. They also played this season in Leipzig. It was a 1-0 win for Leipzig back in Jan. Berlin, though, undefeated in the last 15 home matches heading into this. Leipzig have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 2 matches as well heading into this. Union Berlin just 1 win though with the last 4 games. A 1 win against Werder Bremen. Meanwhile, without a win in 3. That's Leipzig, of course, heading into this badger. Look at the bookies odds. We have Union Berlin coming at you 2-1 for the Richter, 65 is your Leipzig, 35 is your draw. Union Berlin actually all the way down into 7th right now. Win for them, they can remain 7th and be a fantastic season. Of course, Leipzig are 2nd, they'll be 2nd no matter what. 2-0 win for Leipzig to end the season with a bang. Must-win game though for Werder Bremen up against my boys is Mönchengladbach, of course. Played for the last 6, no wins for Bremen, 3 for Gladbach and 3 draws. Last time around at Bremen was a 0-0 draw back in May 2020. They also played for this season in Gladbach as a 1-0 win back in Jan. Bremen though actually lost 8 of the last 9 matches heading into this. Gladbach can see at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 away matches, of course, heading into this. Just 1 win and 4 for Gladbach. That was against Bielefeld. Meanwhile, without a win in 6. That's Werder Bremen. Actually 5 defeats in the past 6 games as well. The only positive was a draw against Leverkusen. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Werder Bremen are actually at 29-20 for the actually are your favourites. 11-4 is your draw. 31-10. 31-20 is your Gladbach as well. Of course, Werder Bremen are actually in 16th. The win for them, they can move up to 15th. As for Gladbach, they are 8th. The win for them, they can move up to 7th as well. 2-1 win for Gladbach to again move the chains. Potentially that could get them into 2nd if it goes this way. Dortmund up against Leverkusen. Of course, this could have been a banger if Leverkusen's start of the season form was here right now. But of course, they fell to the wayside. Played for the last 6, 4 for Dortmund, 2 for Leverkusen. No draws last round in Dortmund was a 4-0 win for Dortmund back in September 2019. Paulo Alcazar, Rafael Herrero, Marco Reus with a brace in a 4-0 win back in September 2019. They also played for this season in Leverkusen, was a 2-1 win for Leverkusen back in January. Dortmund though winning the last 6 matches in the Bundesliga, of course, heading into this. Leverkusen though failing to score in 6 of the last 8 matches on the road. They come into this just 1 defeat though in the past 6 games for Leverkusen. That was against Bayern. That was back in April. Meanwhile, 6 on the spin, including the German Cup as well, beating Holstein Kiel and of course Leipzig in the German Cup in a recent match. The book is also 13-8 on is your Dortmund, 65 is your draw, 50-4 is your Leverkusen. Leverkusen are actually in 6th. Win for them, they will remain in 6th no matter what. As for Dortmund, they are 3rd. A win for them, they'll remain 3rd. It looks like, of course, they've got a superior goal difference to Wolfsburg as well. 2-0 win for me for Dortmund. Next up, we have Frankie up against Freiburg in the battle of the Fs. Of course, played for the last 6, 2 wins for Frankie, 1 for Freiburg, 3 draws last round at Frankie. Was a 3-3 draw back in May 2020. Andre Silva, Dachi Kamada, and Timothy Chandler on the score sheet with Vincent Grifo, Niels Peterson, and Lucas Haller on the score sheet. But of course, for Freiburg in a 3-3 draw. They also played this season in Freiburg. It was a 2-2 draw back in Jan. Frankfurt, they're undefeated in the last 18 matches at home. But they come into this just 1 win in 5 for them. The 1 was against Augsburg. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in the past 5 for Freiburg. That 1 defeat was against Hertha Berlin 2-3 games back now. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Frankfurt 23-20 for the Richter, 20-10 is your Freiburg, 13-5 is your draw. Freiburg all the way down into 10th right now. Good season for them. Win for them, they could go to 7th As for their opposition, Frankfurt, they are 5th, and they'll be 5th no matter what. They'll end the season with a bang with a 2-1 win over Freiburg to finish the season in good shape, and of course be in the Europa League spots as well. Kicking off forward is Hoffenheim up against Hertha Berlin. Let's take a look at this one there, shall we? Of course, played to the last 6, 3 wins for Hoffenheim, 1 for Hertha Berlin, and 2 draws last time around. Of course, in Hoffenheim was a 3-0 win for Hertha Berlin back in May 2020. Kevin Akpomnia with a big for OG, Vladan Ibisevic and Mafias Kuno on the score sheet, giving Berlin the win. They also played this season in Berlin was a 3-0 for Hoffenheim back in Jan. Berlin, they're undefeated in the last 8 matches. Of course, Hoffenheim undefeated in the last 6 matches as well. 2 identical form books of the last 6 games, picking up 2 wins apiece and 4 draws. So identical records. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Hoffenheim are even Stevens to the victory. 5-2 is your Hertha Berlin. 11-4 is the draw. Hoffenheim all the way down in 11th. A win for them, they can't go anywhere. Stuck in 11th. As for Hertha Berlin, they are 14th. A win for them, they can move up to 12th right now. I think Hoffenheim and Hertha will draw this bad boy out to end the season with a bit of a squib. Next, of course, Cologne up against Schalke. Of course, played for the last 6 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around. In Cologne was a 3-0 win for Cologne back in February 2020. Sebastian Bernau, Juan Canova and Alex Nuber with a big fat OG. That was back in 2020, of course. This season they played in Schalke as a 2-1 win for Cologne. That was back in January. Schalke, they're failing to win the last 27 away matches. Of course, Cologne, they're failing to win 19 last 21 matches as well heading into this. Cologne just 1 defeat, past 4 games. 1 defeat was against Freiburg. Meanwhile, just 1 win in 5 for Schalke. That was against Frankfurt just the other day. A look at the bookies odds on this one. Schalke. Where are you? Schalke 52 for the victory, 3-1 on is your Cologne. The favourites, 4-1 is your draw. Of course, a win for Schalke. They'll close in a little bit on 17th place. Cologne, of course, a win for them. They can move up to as high as 15th. That'll be out of the drop zone and even escape the playoffs. But they're going to lose this one. Schalke will win it. Of course, we'll put Cologne in a bit of trouble. Next time, Wolfsburg up against Mainz. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Played to the last 6. 4 wins for Wolfsburg, nothing for Mainz, and 2 draws last round. In Wolfsburg was a 4-0 win for Wolfsburg back in February 2020. Josep Bracalo, Renato Staffen, Yannick Gerhardt, and Steffen with another goal there to give himself a brace. They also this is in Mainz. It was a 2-0 for Wolfsburg back in January. Mainz undefeated in the last 7 away matches. Wolfsburg scored at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches heading into this. Mainz just 1 defeat the past 6 games. 1 defeat was against Dortmund just the other day. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in 4 for Wolfsburg. That also was against Dortmund as well, who have been kicking ass and taking names. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this then, shall we? Wolfsburg 20-13 on for the victory. They are your Stone Cold favorites. 14-5 is your draw. 4-1 is your long shots. That's Mainz. Mainz, of course, in 13th. Good strong end to the season for them. Win for them, they can move up to 12th. Of course, Wolfsburg are 4th. A win for them, they can move up to 3rd. 2-0 win for Wolfsburg over Mainz. Put the points in the bag and move on. Bayern up against Augsburg. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Moscow, a goal-scoring game must needed for Lewandowski if he's going to break the record. Of course, they played the last 6. 4 was the Bayern, nothing for Augsburg. 2 draws last round at the Allianz Arena was back in March 2020. Thomas Müller and Leon Goretzka on the score sheet giving Bayern the win. And they also played this is in Augsburg. It was a 1-0 win for Bayern. Of course, Lewandowski did score that day. Augsburg, though, have actually lost 8 of the last 9 away matches. Bayern, though, has scored at least 2 goals in 11 of the last 12 matches heading into this. Of course, just 1 defeat the past 6 games for Bayern. That was against Mainz. Just 1 win in the past 6 games for Augsburg. That was against Werder Bremen just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Bayern 8-1 on for the victory. 52 is your draw. 60-1 is your Augsburg. Augsburg are actually in 12th right now. Win for them, they could close in 11th, but they can't move that way. But they could go backwards if they lose. As for Bayern, they are top of the beat up no matter what. They'll get the win as well with a 3-0 win over Augsburg to make it a fantastic end to the season. And finally, we Stuttgart up against Arminia Bielefeld. Must-win game for Bielefeld, of course. Played to the last 6. 4 for Stuttgart, 1 for Bielefeld, 1 draw last round in Stuttgart. In the league, it was in the Zweite Bundesliga. It was a 1-1 draw back in March 2020. Mario Gomez on the score sheet. Goodness gracious me. I'm Googling him. Well, did he pack it in last season? Of course, legendary German striker. Bielefeld scored by Zebedeo Sukuchu in a 1-1 draw. Of course, they also picture that in Bielefeld as a 3-0 win this season. As for Gomez, he is he's retired. Has he retired? Has he packed it in? He has packed it. He's retired. Still 35. Still could do it. Born in Rindelingen in West Germany. Played it for Germany 78 times, scoring 31 goals. Not a bad return. Heading into this, of course, Bielefeld just 1 defeat past 6 games. Of course, that 1 defeat was against Gladbach. 5-0 lost. Back-to-back wins, though, for Stuttgart. Heading into this to fancy their chances as well. Stuttgart 6-4 for the victory. 8-5 is your Bielefeld. 30-5 is your draw. Stuttgart are actually in 9th right now. Win for them, they can move up to 7th. As for Bielefeld, they're 15th. With them, they can move up to 14th in the end. Going to go with a 2-1 for Stuttgart, which will put a bit of a rat's nest on it. But realistically, if I look at that, Bremen, Bielefeld and Cologne all losing. So it could be pretty much as you were, which would be an okay result for me for my Schwante Bundesliga season next season. That's it, my friends. That's all I've got for you for this season out in the Bundesliga. Of course, if you are new, make sure you bang subscribe and also give the video some love. And check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. And we also have a Discord that's open. Also, because this is the last one for the Bundesliga this season. We're going to do a combined prediction leagues recap at the end of the season. It'll be probably just before the Euros, first week in June. We'll bring you with all the updated tables, the winners and announcements, and of course bits and pieces like that. So if you are victorious in this league, you technically won't really find out mathematically until I do take all my bonuses into consideration and all that. But basically, when I add everything all up, I'm not going to do any adding until like June the 1st or something like that. So I won't really know. You can ask me all you like this week. I'm not going to be able to know. You might be able to tell me that you are the winners. But if you are a winner, be prepared to communicate with me off grid. Maybe get a hold of me somehow, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, so we can exchange details. It is for a t-shirt. You're going to get yourself hold of a t-shirt, of course, or we can switch it up for something digital, a $10, 10 euro game card or something like that. We can do that. Makes postage a little easier. But anyway, that's for that. Until then, though, I'll see you all soon for the next one. But good luck, and I'll see you all soon next season if I don't see you in the Prediction League recap. Until then, though.